Hello, hey everyone. Joey Sparks here, and God's mercies, they're new again this morning.
This morning with my mind stayed on Jesus. I woke up this morning with my mind.
Yesterday we referenced 1 John chapter 2, verses 15 through 17. Break up with the world. Don't love the world. Well, notice the things that are in the world. They're the things that are passing away just as the world is passing away. They are the desires of the flesh, the desires of the eyes, and the pride in possessions. Now, one reason that you'll notice modern translations use the word desire is that it's just a little more broader of a term. That's a good thing. Previous translations may have said the word lusts, and so often we think lust and we go straight to sexual sin, and that's not always the case. Lust is any desire, any desire from within that comes from the self instead of a desire to please God. So here he says there are three categories, and you can study these in the temptation of Jesus, Matthew 4, Luke 4. Satan uses these same temptations, these same areas to tempt Jesus. You go back to Genesis 3 and see the temptation to Eve in the beginning, and you'll notice that when Eve decided to give in, she was tempted and gave in because she recognized these three things were true, or she thought they were true. They were false, obviously, about the fruit that the devil tempted her with. Notice these three things: desires of the flesh, desires of the eyes, the pride of possessions, or the pride of life. Well, what do they mean? Why are they so dangerous? Well, the desires of the flesh are to take any kind of natural, created even, desire and then to try to fill that ourselves, instead of recognizing that God gives us the strength to overcome that desire, or even more importantly, God gives us that ability to fulfill that desire. But instead we choose our own ways, so that's giving in to the desires of the flesh. Here's the lie. The lie behind the desires of the flesh is I can have anything that I want. Do we believe that? Sometimes as children we do, right? That's a very important lesson for every child to learn. And if we don't learn that by the time we're teenagers and young adults, we create big messes. We don't get to have everything we want. We don't deserve everything that we want. But living by the desires of the flesh is buying the lie that we do deserve everything we want. But number two area here of the things of the world that's a warning about are the desires of the eyes. Now we hear this one and we might especially think sexual sin, and certainly lust that is towards someone who's not our spouse, desiring someone sexually who's not our spouse, that is sin. That's a desire of the eyes. But it can be bigger than that too. It can be something that is, or more than that, I guess I should say. It's not just sexual sin. It can be financial in that it's greed, it's covetousness. It can be jealousy. It can be some of those kind of things as well, just as much. We look at other people's lives and we think, well, I should have that just as much as they do. Well, that's coming from the eyes. And so you think about now how social media has fueled this desire, this wrong desire, so much that just because we see it, we should get to have it. That's the lie behind it. There's a lie behind the desires of the eyes. It is, I can have anything that I see. That's a lie. And so we must avoid that and know that when we do live by what we see instead of by faith, right? Paul would say, 2 Corinthians 5, verse 7, then we're living by the things of the world, and they're doomed to pass away. Number three, though, we can also choose to live by the pride of life, the pride of possessions, and that too is failing. It will not last. That's to make false value of things that we see or things that we experience in this life, false value of the life itself, of creation, to prop up on a pedestal anything within ourselves or even ourselves. Pride. We pump value into something that cannot and should not absorb that value or contain that value, instead of humility, which understands God has the supreme value, and therefore we're humbling ourselves before Him. Here's the lie behind the pride of life. It says, I am most important. Pride of life says, I am most important. That's a lie. It's dangerous. It's deadly. It will cost us our souls. So this week, today even, break up with the world and refuse to live by these lies. Don't live by the lie that says you can have anything that you want, or that you can have anything that you see, or that you are most important. Instead, no, God gives us everything that we need in Him. He is indeed most important. Hey, we thank you for watching this morning. It is our prayer that God's timeless word will be on your mind all day today.
I woke up this morning